qualities. The qualities are here. You can see. We can read it together.
Sure.
So you see here. What are the good qualities? Mind and sense control. This is actually the qualities of the Brahminical class. Sama, Dhamma, and then Titiksha, tolerance, discrimination, sticking to one's prescribed duty, truthfulness, mercy, careful study of the past and future, satisfaction in any condition, generosity, renunciation. That's now we read renunciation of sense gratification, faith in the spiritual master. Very important, you see this?
Yes, Prabhu.
Being embarrassed at improper action. See? That's why the Brahmin, they cannot take it in the heart if they tell a lie or they do something wrong. They cannot sleep. Yeah, that's how they are very upright. Charity, simplicity, humbleness, and satisfaction within oneself are the qualities in the mode of goodness. Hmm? You see how these are all the good qualities. And that can only come when you practice this spiritual life according to the direction of Guru and Krishna. Otherwise, that's not possible to develop any good quality. It's not possible. You know, uh, that's why it says, you can see here, says here, I think it's 19, let's see, 105, I hope I'm right. I mean, so you see here, among human beings, those who follow the Vedic principles are considered civilized. Among these, almost half simply give lip service while committing all kinds of sinful activities against these principles. Such people do not care for the regulative principles. See? So it's just becoming following a Hindu, whatever, because they are doing lip service. They committing so many sinful activities. So how they can develop any good qualities? That's not possible. Okay? So this is the test of how a person becomes a good devotee, that he develops all the good qualities of the demigods. And how does he do it? Of course, you have to have faith in Guru and Krishna, but it is so explained here that in this verse, what happened going out? This verse is quoted many times, is it? Yeah. See this? So here, this line here, Tapo Divyam Putrakaha Yena. That is the line. So one has to perform tapasya, and that's a fact because coming to the mood of goodness, you have to do austerity. Hmm? See? One should, one should, one should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service, the transcendental goodness. So tapasya is required. And what is tapasya? No meditating, no illicit act, no gambling, no intoxication, but doing mangala arati, hearing the scriptures, yeah? The austerity is by such activity one's heart is purified. That means you develop the good qualities. And when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. That's why people who are, very spiritually advanced, they are very peaceful. They don't want nothing. So how to do this tapasya? The tapasya means you have to have direction, no? What to do, what not to do. Ah, yes. This tapasya is explained here also. And this verse you see, Bhagavad Gita, being purified by his intelligence and controlling the mind with determination, giving up objects of sense gratification, being free from attachment and hatred, one who lives in a secluded place, who eats little, who controls his body, mind, and power of speech, who is always in trance and who is detached from free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, acceptance of material things, free from false proprietorship and peaceful, such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization. Yes, this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna. Hmm?
Mm.
So what is this tapasya? Hmm? Yes, right or not? So of
Yes,
course,
Prabhu.
you tapasya also another important aspect of tapasya is this. So here you see, Durapahe, this is quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Durapahe alpa tapasya seva Vaikunta Vatmasu Yatra Upagiyayate Nityam Deva Devo Janardanaha. Persons whose austerity is meager, that means if you don't have tapasya, can hardly obtain uh, the service of pure devotees progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikuntha. So those who do tapasya, we show that how you develop all the good quality, especially you get the association of pure devotees. Then when your tapasya is not there, then you cannot get the service of the pure devotees. It's not possible. Yeah.
Mm.
Why the service of pure devotees is so important? Because you know, by associating pure devotees, you develop an attraction for Krishna. That's the main thing, you know. That's the main thing. By doing this, associating with saintly devotees, by associating with saintly devotees, hmm, hmm, शुश्रूषो श्रद्धाधानस्य वासुदेवे कथारुचि श्यन् महत्सेवाय विप्रः पुण्यतीर्थ निसेवयनात् निसेवनात्. So, O 12 born sages, by rendering, you see, by serving those devotees, completely free from all vice. That means a pure devotee. Only a pure devotee is free from all vice. Great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. In other words, one gets attraction. One gets attraction. So unless you get attracted to the Lord, how you will give up all your Maya? That's not possible, you know. Eh? Mode of passion and ignorance symbolizes this Maya, you know. All the lust, anger, greed, all this comes, you know. This, if you don't get religious principle, then you develop all these crazy qualities. Yeah?
Mm.
Understand? So when you
Yes,
develop this attraction for Krishna, then your life is successful. You're already successful. You can see there in the next verse. This whole thing is so important. I suggest you read the purport. This is
okay,
a
Prabhu.
that's quoted many, many times by Prabhupada. Sanvata swagata Krishna punya sravana kirtana hridyantah stoya bhadrani vidunoti shruhat satam. A very important verse. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So, when that attraction to hear about Krishna takes place in our hearts, then all these material bad qualities and all these things go, Only Krishna can clean our heart. Huh? When the material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee has developed the urge to hear his messages, he cleanses everything. We do know the clean. Then, which are in themselves virtues when properly heard and chanted. So when a devotee gets to this position, his life is very, very successful. So you
mm,
see how qualities automatically when you are, God conscious, Krishna conscious, then that's now the verse. All the good qualities of the demigod develop in us. It's automatic, you know. But if you don't, then terrible, all these bad qualities will come. Hmm? See? When consciousness is fixed on the material body, home, and other similar objects of sense gratification, one spends one's life chasing after material objects with the help of the senses. Consciousness, thus powerfully affected by the mode of passion, becomes dedicated to impermanent things, and this way, irreligion, ignorance, attachment, and wretchedness arise. You see this? Oh, very, very bad quality on the other hand. If you don't take up the spiritual program, then you develop all the bad qualities. How? By going into the mode of passion, enjoying the senses, hmm? And
mm.
becoming sinful. Naturally, when you're sinful, then all crazy things develop, no? Correct?
Yes, yes,
Yes or not? Hmm? Then all the bad qualities will come. Just now we read the good qualities, the bad qualities. What are the bad qualities? Huh? You can see here, just now we show the good qualities. Now we see, read the bad qualities. You see here? What are the bad qualities? These are the bad qualities.
yes, Ram.
These are all the bad qualities. Material desire, uh, great endeavor, audacity, dissatisfaction even in gain, false pride, praying for material advancement, considering oneself different and better than others. Vaishnava philosophy is to become lower than the lowest. Here he is thinking is better than the best. Sense gratification, rash eagerness to fight, always want to fight and quarrel and think he's better. A fondness of hearing oneself praise. Wow, this is, oh, I did this, I did that. When something go wrong, oh, it is the other person, it's not me. The tendency to ridicule others, condescending, advertising one's own prowess and justifying one's action by one's strength are qualities in the mode of passion. So these are all the bad qualities. Hmm? And then again, if we go read on further, you can see all the worst qualities in the mode of ignorance, intolerant anger, stinginess, no charity, you don't like to give any donation, speaking without scriptural authority, no shastra, violent hatred is another thing, always hating, always burning with hatred, living as a parasite, always trying to poach on others, hypocrisy, chronic fatigue, always sleeping, always tired, quarreling, lamentation, delusion, unhappiness, depression. Everybody says, oh, I am depressed. I am depressed. Why depressed? Is a mode of passion and ignorance. Sleeping too much, false expectation, fear and laziness constitute the major qualities in the mode of ignorance. So, you see how everything is very clearly explained. So that's why we say, you have to wake up before the sun comes up and you do your morning program and you will definitely develop all the good qualities. Hmm? But if you don't, then, very hard to become a devotee because you will have all these crazy qualities. That's why it says devotional service in the mode of passion brings about all this crazy, even devotional service in the mode of passion. Hmm? Then you develop all these bad qualities. See? Not that you are devotee, you cannot develop all this. No, that's not a fact. That's why it's very important that devotees, yeah, when a person is in the bad qualities, devotional service executed by a person who is envious, proud, violent, and angry, and who is a separatist, is considered in the mode of darkness. Hmm? You understand? It is not that you cannot go in devotional service when you don't follow the direction. If you don't follow the instruction of the spiritual master, then you develop this passion. Especially if you don't wake up in the morning and do Mangala Arati and all that. The worship of the deity in the temple by a separatist is the motive of material enjoyment, fame, and opulence, devotion, and the mode of passion. So we have to be very careful, how we have to, even in devotional service, we cannot be, misled, sometimes in the mode of passion, the devotee who is a neophyte devotee always think he's the best. He knows everything. Nobody else knows better than him. Yeah? So we have to be very cautious. That's why humility is so important, no? Huh?
Mm. Yes,
Tanadapi
Guru.
sunichena taroapi saisuna, correct? So how to develop this Tanadapi, humble? To always see others as better, become like a grass. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction to us, no? I would always feel that I'm lower, I don't know, then we are safe, no? You become like a coconut tree and stand tall, then the violent wind comes, it breaks easily. That is the false pride. Yes.
Yes, Guru. Yes.
So we have to, that's why Krishna Prabhupada is given, yeah, how, when you develop, many times I've shown, these verses, when you give implicit faith in Guru, huh, right? Then you become, you develop, you go above the mode, no? Yes. See? One must conquer the mode of passion and ignorance by developing the mode of goodness, and then one must become detached from the mode of goodness by promoting oneself to the platform of Suddha Sattva. And this is what we are doing. All this can be automatically done if one engage in the service of the spiritual master with faith and devotion, and this way one can conquer the influence of the mode of passion, mode of nature. So this is how you develop bad qualities by mode of passion and ignorance. You develop all the transcendental qualities by transcend the modes, you know. So this is
Mm.
the process, That's why we are insisting you wake up in the morning, you chant your rounds, you take Krishna Prasadam, you hear the scriptures, you associate with devotees, all these things are very, very, very important to shape a devotee's character perfectly. So unless we give up all these dirty things, then how we can progress spiritually? Going back to that verse again, you see. We're at this verse just now. See, we develop all the good qualities of the demigods. But
Mm.
on the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service, see, and engage in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relative, he must be driven by his own mental speculation and must engage in the service of the Lord. External energy, how can there be any good quality in such a man? So when you engage in the material activities, then you cannot get any good qualities. See? That's why we say it's very dangerous to listen to a speculative mind. Hmm? I think this is the verse. No, this is not the verse. I think it's 5, 6, huh? Oh, give me a minute. Let me see. 5, 6. Sukadeva Goswami. Yeah, correct. Okay, 565. Sorry. All right. So here you see this 5, 6. So here you can see, then when we go in with our speculative mind, the mind is the root cause of lust, anger, pride, greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. Combine these constitute bondage to fruitive activity. What learned man would put trust in the mind? So when we go with our mind, mode of passion and ignorance, the mind, speculation, talking to the mind, then you will develop all this lust, anger, pride, greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. Now, when you get into this, we already explained. All these are qualities of sinful activities. No, then our mind will deal with all these sins. And again, we will fall down. Hmm? Right?
Yes,
We
sir.
had the three gates to hell. I think we showed a million times. Where are the three gates to hell? Lust, anger, and greed. Correct?
Mm.
You go to hell by developing all the bad qualities. Correct? Yes or not?
Yes, sir.
That's why it's very important. No? Our spiritual life is, we want to develop ourselves. Then we must have firm faith in spiritual master and take direction from him and practice unfailingly. This is what Prabhupada said. Unfailingly means what? Huh? With determination. This is what Prabhupada so many times he said, no? Hmm? Unalloyed. The Prabhupada said here, unalloyed. Unalloyed devotional service to the Lord transcend the mode of material, immediately elevate the spiritual platform. And also here it says here, it goes back, Bhagavad Gita, okay, here. You see here, one who engage in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcend the mode of material nature and thus come to the level of Brahman. So this is what we want. We want to, real thing is unfailingly. That's why in devotional service, unfailingly means it comes to this platform. Unfailingly means you come to the platform of like this. This is unfailing. 13. Yeah. Unfailing means this is the word. This word means we become fixed up. Nista. Nista means fixed. Fixed. See? We come to firm faith, fixed up. Unless you got firm faith, you cannot become fixed up. Right?
Mm.
Nishta. So when you come to this Nista platform, when you're fixed up, then you're unfailing. Every day, like a line drawn on the stone, you cannot erase. You know. So this
Mm.
is how we should become spiritually, fixed up. Then yes, then we develop the taste and then we develop attraction and whatnot. And eventually we develop love for Krishna one after the other. When gradually, sadhana bhakti, the execution of devotion service according to regulated principle, gradually emotion intensify and finally there's an awakening of love. This is gradual development of love of Godhead for the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness. See? So the process works. It's not that we are talking about some kind of utopia, some kind of, I don't know, Prabhu, whether I can develop. No, is working. It has so many. That's why Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, so many people in the past have become successful. Huh? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes one person asks me, hey, where is there anybody become successful in this program or not? He was asking me this question. So I showed him this verse. You know, I showed. Uh, been free from attachment, fear, and anger, been fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. Many, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. It is not
mm,
that you're not going to work. It works. Krishna himself is a testifying here. You know, this is the thing. To develop love is there. It is not that it'll never happen, Prabhu. Maybe I have to wait. Of course, we may humbly think like that with millions of years and what. Yeah, maybe not. But it can, as Prabhupada said, it can be in a second. Within a minute, you can become. Provided we surrender, take shelter of the process. You understand? Hmm?
yes, Prabhu.
So don't think that, oh, Prabhu, all these things, whether it will ever happen or not happen. No, it's going to happen. It's a matter of our sincerity and our, as Prabhupada used the word, gradual. This is a gradual process. You cannot expect to take the beat chant today and tomorrow you become a, what, Bharat Maharaj or something, or Narada Muni or something, or Haridas Thakur or something. No, we have to patiently develop with all the guidelines that Prabhupada has given. Yes,
Yes,
what
Prabhu.
can happen? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
Already you can see, even just by starting already, you have given up all those bad things you were doing. Correct? Isn't that also a good start? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
Is it not?
Yes,
Now, if
Prabhu.
I give you $1 million, Prabhu, you come with me, let's go to the McDonald's and have some hamburgers. Will you do it?
No, Prabhu.
Why? Huh? Because you have got a higher taste. Yes, you became purified. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. So this is how we progress, gradually, gradually, gradually. Then yes, Krishna will manifest in our heart. And that is a fact, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a test, It's not that he's telling lies. He's God himself, Correct?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Yes or not? How he will tell lies? He will never tell lies. Krishna, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material existence. Indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. You
Mm,
understand?
yes, Prabhu.
Not some cheap program, Prabhu, seeing the lotus feet of the Lord. How important it is. Huh? Hmm? That even, great personalities are dying to see. My dear Lord, you are the Mahapurusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I worship your lotus feet, which is the only eternal object of meditation. Those feet destroy the embarrassing condition of material life and freely award the greatest desire of the soul, attainment of pure love of God. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the shelter of all holy places and of all saintly authorities in the line of devotional service and are honored by powerful demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. My Lord, you are so kind that you will willingly protect all those who simply bow down to you with respect. You see, this why is Krishna saying in the Bhagavad Gita, Man Mana Bhava Mad Bhakta. Huh?
Mm,
Yes. See,
yes,
you willingly protect all those who simply bow down to you with respect. That's what we are trained to do. We go to the temple, all bow down, bow down. So many times bowing down, no?
yes, Prabhu.
Yes, why? Because this gives a lot of spiritual strength, And thus you mercifully relieve all the distress of your servant. In conclusion, my Lord, your lotus feet are actually the suitable board for crossing over the ocean of birth and death, and therefore even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva seek shelter at your lotus feet. So see how powerful the program is. It is not that the program has got any flaws. A program that is given by Srila Prabhupada to us is 100% success. Only whether we want to do it or not. That's the only thing. You follow? Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
You
Yes,
will
Prabhu.
develop good qualities. You are already developing the good qualities. No doubt about it. Right? Ah,
Yes, Prabhu.
because the process is so purifying. Correct? Huh?
Hmm.
I mean, look,
Yes,
we all
Prabhu.
were Hindus before. I mean, I don't know about all of you, but I was. But when I took up the process, I despise the word Hindu. I don't like to hear that word Hindu at all. Why? Because doesn't make any good qualities from following that. Hmm?
Hmm.
Correct?
Correct.
Ah, spiritual life. That's right. You see, I think I'll show you one more verse before I go. Spiritual life is so powerful. Hmm? Yeah. Klesa Agni Subhada Moksha Laguta Kretsu Dulaba Sandrananda Visheshatma Sri Krishna Karshini Chasaha. Devotional service is Klesa Agni even for beginners. This means
Hmm.
that it reduces or nullify all kinds of suffering. The word Subhada indicates that devotional service bestows all good fortune. And the word Krishna Karshini indicates that devotional service gradually attracts Krishna towards the devotee. Consequently, a devotee is not subject to any sinful reaction. See? The
Hmm.
process is no doubt, it is extremely powerful. It is definitely going to, the soul is pure, but it's going to revive that consciousness again, You
Yes,
understand?
Prabhu. Hmm.
Not that you don't have the good qualities, it's all there with the soul. But because it's been covered by Maya, then all these bad qualities manifest. So what the process is trying to revive our lost consciousness. This is all it is. Because by nature the spirit soul is spiritual. Because it is in the marginal position, it got contaminated, no? Correct?
Hmm. Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Like this original position, then he has all the original good qualities. Correct?
Yes.
It is not that we are acquiring the quality. No, it is already there. It has to manifest. Yeah.
Hmm.
So this is what it is. You develop, you just practice, and you will become a saintly person, no doubt about it, without any doubt. The process is so powerful. So we have to be
Correct.
careful. When we are cultivating our bhakti on the beach, we have to make sure that it doesn't get into all these other bad qualities, no? Like pratista and what is that? Lava and all that. Eh?
Hmm. Yes, Prabhu.
Where's that verse? Who is there? Who knows this? In the CC, you get all the bad qualities. Huh? Pratista, lava. What verse is that?
पूजा प्रतिष्ठा
What is that? It. Where's that verse? Hmm? So we can read that. These are the dangerous, thing in devotional service. Puja, pratishta, lava. Huh? Anyone knows? All the pundits are
Madhyalila 19 159 Prabhu.
19159. Huh? Very good.
Madhyalila.
159. Nisara Kutinati Jiva. Yeah, that's it. Good. Very good. So you see here, this is the verse. Sometimes unwanted creepers, such as the creeper for desire for material enjoyment, liberation from material world, grow along with the creeper of devotional service. The varieties of such unwanted creepers are unlimited, See? So we have to be very
Mm.
careful. What is this? Nishidachara. Behavior not to be exhibited by a person desiring to become perfect. That means Nishidachara. Kutinati, diplomacy. Talking good here and then at the back talking bad like this. This is diplomacy. You cannot do this. Jiva himsa, no? Unnecessarily killing animals or the soul. Huh? And then labha, profit, according to material calculation, trying to gain something. And then puja, adoration achieved by satisfying mundane people. Pratistha adi, becoming an important man in material calculation and so on. Ah, all these are unnecessary creepers. So we have to be very careful. Some unnecessary creeper growing with the bhakti creeper, the creepers of behavior unacceptable for those trying to attain perfection. What are those? Diplomatic behavior. This is
Mm.
very bad quality, becoming diplomatic. That's why the word diplomat. Diplomat means what? They think, wow, high class Prabhu, he is diplomat. But here is the worst person. No?
Mm.
Correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
Oh, he got diplomatic passport. I mean, the guy got a passport to hell, boy. Huh? Animal killing, mundane profiteering, mundane adoration, and mundane importance. All these are unwanted creepers. See? Right? There is a
Yes, Prabhu.
certain pattern of behavior prescribed for those actually trying to become perfect. In our Krishna conscious movement, we advise our students not to eat meat, not to gamble, not to engage in illicit sex, and not to indulge in intoxication. People who indulge in these activities can never become perfect. Therefore, these regulative principles are for those interested in becoming perfect and going back to Godhead. Kutinati or diplomatic behavior cannot satisfy the Atma, the soul. It cannot even satisfy the body or mind. The culprit mind is always suspicious. Therefore, our dealing should always be straightforward and approved by Vedic authorities. So we should be very straight.
Mm.
Yeah, straight. Yeah, correct. And approved by Vedic authorities. Always our action must be supported by Shastric backing. If we treat people diplomatically or dupliciously, our spiritual advancement is obstructed. See? Understand? You see this very important point. If we treat people diplomatically or dupliciously, our spiritual advancement is obstructed. It's stopped. Because the next one is Jiva Himsanam, refers to the killing of animals or to envy other living entities. See, envying other living entities, you see. And not only killing animals, but also to envy. The killing of poor animal is undoubtedly due to envy of those animals. The human form is man for understanding of Krishna consciousness. Atato Brahma Jityasaha, for inquiring about the Supreme Brahman. In the human form, everyone has a chance to understand the Supreme Brahman. The so-called leaders of human society do not know the real aim of human life and are therefore busy with economic development. This is misleading. Every state and every society is busy trying to improve the quality of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. This human form of life is meant for more than these four animal principles. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending are problems found in the animal kingdom, and the animals have solved their problem without difficulty. Why should human society be so busy trying to solve this problem? The difficulty is that people are not educated to understand this simple philosophy. They think that advancement of civilization means increasing sense gratification. See, killer of the soul. They're killing their soul. Because they don't know the real purpose of the soul to engage in the service of the Lord. There are many religious propagandists who do not know how the ultimate problems of life can be solved, and they also try to educate people in a form of sense gratification. This is also Jiva Himsa. No? Real knowledge is not given, and religion is misled the general populace. As far as material profits are concerned, one should know that whatever material profit one has must be abundant at the time of death. Unfortunately, people do not know that there is life after death, and therefore mundane people waste their time amassing material profit which has to be left behind at the time of death. Such profit has no eternal benefit. Similarly, adoration by mundane people is valueless because after death one has to accept another body. Material adoration and titles are decoration that cannot be carried over to the next body, in the next life. Everything is forgotten. All these things, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya, Jati, Sastra, Tapas, Japa, are all simply what is that? Manjanam, Lokaranjanam, decorations on a dead body. Pranasya, Dehasya, Manjanam, Lokaranjanam. Right? So this is very important. And everything will be finished this life. All the so-called big assets and property and body, good looks and all finished. Everything is finished. All these obstructions have been described in this verse as unwanted creepers. They simply present obstacles for the real creeper, the bhakti lata. One should be very careful to avoid all these unwanted things. Sometimes these unwanted creepers look exactly like bhakti creeper. They appear to be of the same size and the same species when they are packed together with the bhakti creeper. But in spite of this, the creepers are called upasakas. They call upasakas. A pure devotee can distinguish between the bhakti creeper and the mundane creeper, and is very alert to distinguish them and keep them separate. See, only a pure devotee can distinguish. A neophyte devotee, Madhyama probably, but here it says a pure devotee is Uttama Adhikari. Understand? Huh?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Thank you so much.
Take note of this verse, is important.
Yes, Prabhu.
One does not distinguish between the bhakti creeper and the other creepers. The sprinkling of water is misuse because the other creepers are nourished while the bhakti creeper is curtailed. So our bhakti creeper becomes curtailed because the weeds grow and they overtake the real plant. Yes.
Yes,
Like,
Prabhu.
be very cautious. If one chants the Hare Krishna mantra while committing offenses, these unwanted creepers will grow. One should not take advantage of chanting Hare Krishna mantra for some material profit, as mentioned in verse 159. The Nisidachara Kutinati Jiva Himsana Lava Puja Pratistadi Yata Upashak Gana. The unwanted creepers have been described by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He says that if one hears and chants without trying to give up offenses, one becomes materially attached to sense gratification. One may also desire freedom from bondage, material bondage like the Mayavadis, or one may become attached to the yoga siddhis and desire wonderful yogic powers. If one is attached to wonderful material activities, one is called a siddha lobi, greedy for material perfection. One may also be victimized by diplomatic or crooked behavior, or one may associate with women for illicit sex. One may make a show of devotional service like the Prakarta Sahajas, or one may try to support his philosophy by joining some caste or identifying himself with certain dynasty, claiming a monopoly on spiritual advancement. Thus, with the support of family tradition, one may become a pseudo-guru or so-called spiritual master. One may become attached to the four sinful activities, illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meditating. Or one may consider a Vaishnava to belong to a mundane caste or creed. One may think this is Hindu Vaishnava, this is European Vaishnava. European Vaishnava are not allowed to enter the temple. In other words, one may consider Vaishnava in terms of birth, thinking one a Brahmana Vaishnava, another Sudra Vaishnava, another Malacha Vaishnava, and so on. One may also try to carry out a professional business by means of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra or reading Srimad Bhagavatam, or one may try to increase his monetary strength by illegal means. Also, one may become a cheap Vaishnava by trying to chant in a secluded place for material adoration. Or one may desire mundane reputation by making compromises with non-devotees. You see? Concerning one's philosophy or spiritual life, oh, everything is all right, Prabhu, all is one, no, so okay, no. Nama is doing his thing, as long as I don't do okay. All these things, Or one may become a supporter of hereditary caste system. All these are pitfalls of personal sense gratification just to cheat some innocent people. One makes a show of advanced spiritual life and becomes known as a sadhu, mahatma, or religious person. All this means that the so-called devotee has become victimized. He has become victimized by all these unwanted creepers, and that the real creeper, the Bhakti Lata, has been shunted. You see?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
There is inattentive chanting. All this car starts with the chanting program. As soon as an intelligent devotee sees an unwanted creeper growing beside the original creeper, he must cut it down immediately, instantly. Then the real creeper, the Bhakti Lata, grows nicely and returns home back to guard it and seeks shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna. See? If one is misled by unwanted creepers and is victimized, he cannot make progress back to Godhead. Rather, he remains within the material world and engage in activities having nothing to do with pure devotional service. Such a person may be elevated to the higher planetary system, but because he remains within the material world, is subject to the threefold material miseries. Right? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So these verses are all so appropriate, See how you develop good qualities. Of course, we are chanting, but while you are chanting also, all these bad qualities, these weeds can also grow, no? Right? So we have to be very cautious, to identify them and cut them out, pull them out, Of course, we may not know personally, but that's why when we associate with devotees, and the association of devotees also gives us the protection of identifying all these creepers. Because we don't know, then someone will tell us, that one devotee will tell, Prabhu, don't do this, Prabhu, do this, Prabhu, why are you doing this? Like this, you understand? The
Yes,
protection.
Prabhu.
Devotees, that by associating, you also learn. Sometimes you don't have to have somebody tell you, but just by observing, you can see and develop also some, purification there also, Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, of course, there are so many sections here. I can go on and on and on. I think there's some more questions.
Thank you.
Did I answer all your
Yes,
program?
Prabhu. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Huh?
So, Prabhuji, when you were stating that only a pure devotee can see, is that why Srila Prabhupada was stressing that we read? Because even though we're advancing, we may not recognize these unless we read his books and he will describe the symptoms, correct?
Yeah, because even to know you are not body is not that a neophyte can understand you're not the body, You understand? To know that you're not the body itself is, it is not something so cheap, People think, oh yeah, Prabhu, I understand I'm not the body, I'm a spirit soul. Yeah. Except for Madhyama Adhikari and Uttama Adhikari discussed above, no one can correctly see the spiritual position of a living being. Understand? Understand this?
Yes, that's a fact.
It is not so cheap, to know that I'm not the body. Even to know that I'm not the body, you have to be a Madhyama Uttama Adhikari. So can you imagine how much more to understand all these bad qualities and all that?
A lot more.
That's why we have to associate. No, our saving grace is associating.
Associate.
And we'll develop all the good qualities, by associating. See? I mean, I've quoted this verse many times. Yeah, so many times we have shown you this, you see. One should learn how to associate with devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying. As devotees thus develop their loving friendship and feel mutual happiness and satisfaction, and by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification with the cause of all suffering. So that association brings about this, purification. Yeah, very important, Encouraging. We have to encourage each other, no? That you see, encouraging one another. Encouragement. Not that we go and fight, no, then problem, correct?
Yes.
No fight. They always like to fight,
That's a fact. I'm a neophyte.
So that's the problem, So spiritual life means this is the guidelines. That's why we just follow strictly what is given by Prabhupada, especially, go to the temple, associate with devotees, do the program, this way you see, by and by, all the dirty things in the heart will disappear without any doubt. No doubt about it. Provided we are careful to pick out the weeds,
Yes. Yes.
These are the guidelines how to become purified. Yes. What is the next question? Let's go to the next question. I mean, am I clear on this one? Because of course, there's some more sections to talk, but I think I'll leave for other time. So
Very crystal clear, Prabhu.
can you please help me understand this paragraph? It says Jnana Yoga is the ascending process and Bhakti Yoga is the descending process. Srimad Bhagavatam, the supreme combination of both the Jnana and Bhakti Yoga system, because it analyzes in detail the nature of that supreme being from everything is emanating. The Jnana's yoga system, one attempts to understand the nature of the absolute truth in philosophical way. In the Bhakti yoga system, the target is the same. The methodology, however, is somewhat different. Whereas the Jnani attempts to concentrate his mind philosophically on the Supreme, the Bhakti simply engages himself in the service of the Supreme Lord, and the Lord reveals himself. The Jnana method is called the ascending process, and the Bhakti method is called the descending process. If we are in the darkness of night, we may attempt to attain the sunlight by ascending in a powerful rocket. According to the descending process, we simply wait the sunrise and then we understand immediately. So the ascending process and the descending process, this is what Prabhupada is explaining here. So the Bhakti Yoga process is the descending process, So to understand this more, I think I have shown this portion in the Bhagavatam. Prabhupada explaining this a little bit more clearly. Let me see if it is here. The spiritual life is based on, why is it called the descending process? Because it is coming down from Guru downwards, This is called the descending process. The ascending process is trying to figuring out, going from one process to another process to another process, That's called the ascending process, speculating. Is this, niti, not this, not that, not this, not that. So like that, we are doing that. But if you go through the descending process, then it's much more simple, because it comes from the spiritual master down like that, no? Yes? Let me find out this. I remember posting it in the WhatsApp column when I was reading about it. I'm trying to locate that again. Descending process and the ascending process was in the 10 13. I don't know, anybody can help me on that? I was remembering it's 10 13:59. I was thinking, but it's not there. I think it's 57 maybe. Anyway, we'll read that 10. We'll read this verse and see. It's here. So this is the process, the devotions.
Aroha Panda, Prabhu.
It is in the, I
Then
remember.
1357 Parpat.
Very good. Very much. I was showing that verse before. All right, we shall read this verse. It's a very important verse. The Supreme Brahman is beyond mental speculation. He is self-manifested, existing in his own bliss, and is beyond the material energy. He is known by the crest jewel of the Vedas by reputation of irrelevant knowledge. Thus, in relation to that Supreme Brahman, the personality of Godhead, whose glory had been shown by the manifestation of all the four-armed forms of Vishnu and Lord Brahma. The Lord of Saraswati was mystified. What is this? He thought, and then he was not able to see Lord Krishna, understanding Brahma's position, then at once removed the curtain of his Yoga Maya. Purport. Brahma was completely mystified. He could not understand what he was seeing, and then he was not able to see. Lord Krishna, understanding Brahma's position, then removed the Yoga Maya covering. In this verse, Brahma is referred to as Erasa. Ira means Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and Erasa is her husband. Lord Brahma, Brahma therefore is most intelligent, but even Brahma, the Lord of Saraswati, was bewildered about Krishna. Although he tried, he could not understand Lord Krishna. In the beginning, the boys, the calves, and Krishna himself had been covered by Yogamaya, which later displayed the second set of calves and boys, who were Krishna's expansion, and which were then displayed so many four-armed form. Now, seeing Brahma's bewilderment, Lord Krishna caused the disappearance of the Yogamaya. One may think that the Maya taken away by Krishna was Mahamaya, but Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that it was Yogamaya, the potency by which Krishna sometimes manifests and sometimes not manifests. The potency which covers the actual reality and displays something unreal is Mahamaya. But the potency by which the absolute truth is sometimes manifest and sometimes not is Yogamaya. Therefore, in this verse, the word Aja refers to Yogamaya. Krishna's energy is Maya Shakti or Swarup Shakti is one, but is manifest in varieties. Parasya Shakti, Vividaiva Suryate, Shesva, Sweta Swatara Upanishad. The difference between Vaishnavas and Mayavadis is that Mayavadis said that this Maya is one, whereas Vaishnavas recognize its varieties. There's unity in variety. For example, in one tree, there are varieties of leaves, fruits, and flowers. Varieties of energy are required from performing the varieties of activities within the creation. To give another example, in a machine, all the parts may be iron, But the machine includes varied activities. Although the whole machine is iron, but one part works in one way and other part works in other ways. One who does not know how the machine is working may say that it is all iron. Nonetheless, in spite of its being iron, the machine has different elements, all working differently to accomplish the purpose of which the machine was made. One wheel runs this way, another wheel runs that way, functioning naturally in such a way that the work of a machine goes on. Consequently, we give different names to the different parts of the machine, saying this is wheel, this is screw, this is spindle, this is lubrication, and so on. Similarly, as explained in the Vedas, Parashi Shakti Vividevi Shuryate Sabhavike Jnana Bala Kriyacha. Krishna's power is variegated, and thus the same Shakti or potency works in variegated ways. Vividha means varieties. There is unity in variety. Thus Yogamaya and Mahamaya among the varied individual parts of the same one potency. And all these individual potency work in their own varied ways. The Samvit, Sandhini, and Ladini potency. Krishna's potency for knowledge, his potency for existence, and his potency for pleasure are distinct from Yoga Maya, which is an individual potency. Each is an individual potency. The Ladini potency is Radharani, as Swarup Damodar Goswami has explained, Radha Krishna Prana, Pranaya Vikriti, Ladini Shakti Asman. The Haladini Shakti is manifested as Radharani, but Krishna and Radharani are the same, although one is potent and the other is potency. Brahma was mystified about Krishna's opulence, Nija Mahimani, because this opulence was atarkaya or inconceivable with one's limited senses. One cannot argue about that which is inconceivable. Therefore, the inconceivable is called achintya, that which is beyond chintya, our thoughts and argument. Achintya refers to that which we cannot contemplate but have to accept. Srila Jiva Goswami has said that unless we accept achintya in the Supreme, we cannot accommodate the conception of God. This must be understood. Therefore, we say the words of Shastra should be taken as they are, without change, since they are beyond our argument. Achintya kalau he bhava natam tarkena yojayat. That which is achintya cannot be ascertained by argument. People generally argue, but our process is not to argue, but to accept the Vedic knowledge as it is. When Krishna says this is superior, this is inferior, we accept what he says. It is not that we argue. Why is this superior and that inferior? If one argues for him, the knowledge is lost. Now here we come to this point here. The path of acceptance is called avarodha pantha. The word avaroha is related to the word avatar, which means that which descend. The materialist wants to understand everything by the aroha pantha, by argument and reason. But the transcendental matters cannot be understood in this way. Rather, one must follow the avaroha pantha, the process of descending knowledge. Therefore, one must accept the parampara system, and the best parampara is that which extends from Krishna, evam parampara proktam. What Krishna says, we should accept. Imam Rajarishu Viduhu. This is called Avaroha Pantha. Brahma, however, adapted the Aroha Pantha. He wanted to understand Krishna's mystic power by his own limited conceivable power, and therefore he himself was mystified. Everyone wants to take pleasure in his own knowledge, thinking, I know something, but in the presence of Krishna, this conception cannot stand. For one cannot bring Krishna within the limitation of Prakriti, one must submit. There's no alternative. Natam tarkena yojayat. The summation marks the difference between Krishnaites and the Mayavadis. Is this clear? The phrase atan nirasana refers to the discarding of that which is irrelevant. Atat means that which is not a fact. Brahman is sometimes described as astulam anva rashvam adirgaham. That which is not large and not small, not short and not long. Bran Haranya Upanishad, Niti Niti. It is not this, it is not that. But what is it? In describing a pencil, one may say it is not this, it is not that, but this does not tell us what it is. This is called definition by negation. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also explained the soul by giving negative definition. Na jayate miryate va. It is not born, it does not die, nor does it die. We can hardly understand more than this. But what is it? It is eternal. Ajo nityaha saswatoyam purano na anyate hanyamane swarire. It is unborn, eternal, existing and primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain. In the beginning, the soul is difficult to understand. Therefore, Krishna has given negative definition. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayanti apo, na sosyanti marutaha. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor it can be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Krishna said it is not burned by fire. Therefore, one has to imagine what it is that is not burned by fire. This is negative definition. So, do you understand now? You see? Huh? You cannot try to go to God by the speculative process. It is not possible. So therefore, Bhakti Yoga is a process that Krishna shows. Just like now the verse we read in your purport, that when the sun comes up, everything becomes very clear. You understand? So this is the program. Our program is to go and get enlightened by the help of Krishna's representative. Yes, that is the process. We cannot try to figure this out by ourselves. That is very difficult, When, however, one is enlightened with knowledge by which Nisan is destroyed, then this knowledge reveals everything as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. So by going through the spiritual program, that is revelation from Guru, Parampara, down until present Guru gives us this knowledge, then everything becomes clear. This is called the Avaroha Panta. The Aroha Panta means you try to figure out, you meditate and see and check out and figure out, could be this, could be that. That process is very dangerous. That's why it says even if you do that, you can climb to the highest program, but because you have not taken over, help from Krishna, then fall down is inevitable. Yes. Persons who falsely under the impression of being liberated without devotional service to the Lord may reach the goal of Brahma Jyoti, but because of their impure consciousness of want of shelter in the Vaikuntha, such so-called liberated persons again fall down into material existence. Of course, here that explanation, Prabhupada has given another longer explanation here. Someone may say that aside from devotees who always seek the shelter at the Lord's lotus feet, there are those who are not devotees but who have accepted different process for attaining salvation. What happens to them? In answer to this question, Lord Brahma and the other demigods said, O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penance to achieve the highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence impure. They fall down from their position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for your lotus feet. So our program is different. Our program is to get the mercy. When we get the mercy, as Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam vajantam pritipurvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. For those who have got unflinching devotion, I give the intelligence in which they can come to me. So that's what we want. We want knowledge, direction from Krishna. We don't want to try the speculative process, which is very, very troublesome, difficult. Yes, do you understand?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes. So Prabhuji, descending process means like it's coming from Krishna and then down to the spiritual master.
Yeah. From parampara, emam parampara proktam. It comes down in disciplic chain from spiritual master to spiritual master. You cannot try to figure out Krishna with your own mental strength. That's not possible because he's inconceivable. You know, you cannot capture Krishna. Just like Krishna showed his Leela with Yasoda, no? She tried and tried and tried to capture and tie him up, but it's not possible. Until he say yes, then yes. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So all this program of trying to capture Krishna is not possible. Unless he reveal himself. And he only reveal to who he likes. That is another thing. You know. So we have to serve our spiritual master, and by his blessing, the Guru, he gives us this blessing that he gives Krishna. Yes.
Prabhuji.
Any other questions?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for clearing this doubt. Hare
Please have some
Krishna.
humble obeisance all those to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, I have a question actually. When you were saying regarding the bad habits and the good habits, so like once we progress in devotional service, we acquire the good qualities of the devatas. So now in practical application, now when I'm practicing bhakti and when I make some mistakes, if I have some, if I have some bad habit because of my anarthas, and some senior devotee points out to me that this is a bad habit. Now, it says you should try to rectify this. So, to what extent I will be able to put a little bit of my efforts, and beyond which I cannot put any efforts, I must just depend on Krishna. Like, is there a particular borderline?
If you make a mistake, somebody correct you and don't do again, no? Correct.
Yes, Prabhu.
No, what borderline and all that. You simply have not to do it again.
Yes.
You keep repeatedly doing it, then something wrong with you, no? Huh?
Yes.
Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhu. But it's like it was like a habit, a past habit, which I like. It takes some time to go out. It doesn't go immediately. I meant like commit it again in the future.
To pray for forgiveness, no. Prabhu, sorry, I do again. I don't know why, Understand? If you got humility, then everything is forgiven, no?
Yes.
But doing out of pride, no, I won't listen. No, I don't care. I want to do. Then wow, how to change? Correct. Usually, a person is humble, he will overcome all these problems,
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, Prabhu.
But if you got pride, then nobody can change him.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I don't care. I want to do my way. Then what to do? Huh? Huh? Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhu.
That's the problem. The problem is pride, no? False ego. If you got false ego, pride comes immediately. No, I know. You don't need to teach me what to do, Then what to do? Who can teach you? Nobody will teach you, correct?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Yes or not?
That's-
So if you're willing to learn, you're humble, then yes. Prabhu, I don't think you should be doing like this, You should do like this. Then, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
That's why humility is very important. Humbleness. One of the qualities of being a devotee is to become humble, no? There's 6 forms of surrender, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
And one of the last quality of surrendering is to become always meek and humble. Otherwise, you cannot surrender, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
So you will develop very quickly all the good qualities because you're doing in the process. So when someone points out some mistake and then say, oh, this is a fact, I shouldn't do this. Then no more doing. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes or not?
Yes. So, like, I try my level best to not commit that again. But if, like, by chance it happens, I must again try to work on avoiding
Then,
it.
yeah, first you ask forgiveness. Sorry, I can never do it again. I'm sorry, please forgive me. And then you try again.
Yes,
Correct?
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Nobody will be angry with someone who's humble, no? Correct? No.
Yes.
Someone say, Prabhu, I'm sorry, you please give me strength, I don't want to do this, give me then who will chastise the person? Nobody, no?
Yes,
Yes?
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. That is true.
If a person is puffed up, then what to do? Then definitely you have to chastise one. You're nonsense, what are you doing? Huh? Correct?
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. Unless you are a gross idiot, no fool, then what to do? Cannot be trained, then better you go and then you become in the category of animal, Then you have to use stick, no? Animals all cannot be trained. What to do with animals? You have to use a stick. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh?
Yes.
That's the worst scenario, no? You get beaten. Why? It's nonsense. Yes?
Yes.
Generally, a person is intelligent, he will learn,
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, how to train someone up. Because to train someone up, as Bhaktisiddhanta says, takes gallons and gallons of blood, no?
Mm.
Not so easy that you come and next day you become a pure devotee, Huh?
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Correct. So that association, it helps, And you see, not all the time they have to tell you. You see also examples and you learn, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
No. Now you also learn intelligently. Oh, see how he does it. So how is he waking up in the morning? See how he's doing his chanting. Wow, this is all very exemplary. So we learn, and then you see how they preach. Somebody coming, he preach in this way. How he is. You also learn. Correct.
Yes, Prabhu.
So these are all ways that we associate. Association doesn't mean that you just associate on it. Association means you also learn how to act, how to behave, how proper deal with this, how proper deal with that,
Yes.
It's all on the transcendental level, no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is how we become, that's why Krishna says, Prahlad Maharaj said, no, you send me down as for an example to teach others. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is very important, no? Examples must be there. That's why Krishna said, Krishna is a super soul and externally manifests as a spiritual master.
Yes,
Correct?
Prabhu.
To guide
Yes.
the conditioned soul. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
So Shiksha guidance is also important.
Yes.
Good example. No? You go and someone who got bad example, then you should learn how to see that and then not do that. That's also another way of learning. Correct? Just like Krishna has Yudhishthira and Krishna also had a Duryodhan. Yes?
Yes.
So when you see Duryodhan, I'm sure you don't want to be like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So we learn, oh, this bad quality, I don't want to do that.
Yes, Prabhu.
This education, pros and cons,
Yes.
Anything else?
Prabhuji, when you're describing how someone who does not hear and everything, but it's like puffed up and everything, he's pretty much like equal to an animal. But if someone, let's say he knows what to do, but he doesn't do it, is it because he's like an animal, or does he just doesn't have spiritual strength to do it? He knows what to do, but he's like morose or something, he's not, he's like, what to do,
No, that's why you need association, no? Understand? So like a child, he doesn't want to do. The parents are very careful in motivating him, no? How he motivates, say, okay, take the candy, Yes. Then the child wants to do that, correct?
That's true.
So the devotees you are associating with should be able to help motivate you so that you you will have the enthusiasm, no?
Yes. True.
So to get enthusiasm, what to do, how to do, so we have to encourage, we have to help. Oh, that's why association is about, no? Everybody is spiritually weak. Who is strong? Correct?
That's
So by
true.
encouraging each other, we help each other. Somebody is sleeping and he says, Prabhu, Mangalarti time. Someone is awake, he can wake the other person, correct? Yes?
Yes.
So that's help. Yes or not? So someone is a householder, he may cook nice prasadam offer, and then someone who got no facilities for cooking, you can invite him over. Prabhu, come, please take prasadam. Yes?
Very well.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is also encouraging. How to help others is our devotional principle. Our devotional, to be a devotee means to think good of others, how to help others. That is the greatest welfare, to help devotees, no? Yes?
Yes.
You have to think for others, oh, I should help, why can I, how can I help, One who desires his ultimate self-interest should cultivate friendship with those persons who have accepted Krishna as the Lord of their life. One should further develop an attitude of service towards all living beings. One should especially try to help those in the human form of life, and among them, especially those who accept the principles of religious behavior. Among religious persons, one should especially render service to the pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So we should try, help. That's why we distribute books, we give prasadam. Among the devotees, we are giving and taking, we are bowing down, we are encouraging. Oh, Prabhu, you sing so nicely. Oh, Prabhu, you give so good class. And Prabhu, your prasadam you made was so nice, Correct?
Mm.
That's why exchanging gifts, inquiring, submissively revealing one's mind. This is how we associate with each other. Correct? So all these are there. It is not just some theory, we read the slokas, but practically we must try to do. As we can also serve the devotees, we can bring something you can make and go and give also. Prabhu, I was thinking of you and I brought you this. That will, even it may be insignificant, because the gesture, it makes a person very much inspired, no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
And that's why Krishna says, even a small gift, it makes a big thing for me. Why? Why he said that? Because that's love, no? Right?
Mm.
Love means what? Kissing the cheek and I kiss, that's love. Hello?
No, no.
Love means you understand the feelings, Oh, he's so nice, let me serve, A small gesture. That's all it is. It's like Krishna says, a fruit, leaf, flower, water. I accept. Because more than that, it's just the love, how you will give, the bhava,
Mm.
You can do for Krishna, you can also do for the devotees. Yes?
Yes.
That way, you develop your love. You make the person becomes very appreciating. Yes.
Yes.
So we should also think like that. Then yes, everything will be very nice. Not that we always chastise on it. Not that just chastising and chastising. That's not the only thing. No, right?
Thank
Yes.
you. Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. Any other questions? Some more questions are there, huh? Hare Krishna, was it? Hare Krishna. What are the primary responsibilities, duties, morning, evening of a working householder to elevate in Krishna consciousness? Also, in order to reach the final destination, transcendental abode of Krishna, it is suggested as to become full-time in bhakti after a certain age. The primary duty for a householder, of course, is to mostly associate with the devotees and do a morning program, which is very important now, right? A morning program is very, very important, because without that, then the Maya will completely cover intelligence, Huh? That's why I think this is the verse, I hope I'm right. So according to Vedic principles, according to the Vedic principle, one should rise early in the morning, take bath, chant Hare Krishna, offer Mangalati to deities, study Vedic literature, take prasadam, and engage in dressing and text reading the deities. One must also collect money for the temple expenditure, or if one is a householder, he must go to work according with prescribed duty of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So, in this way, one should live a life of spiritual understanding, and this is called the Vedic way of civilization. So the householder, the main thing is to do this. And as much as possible, you can associate devotees. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you chant Hare Krishna, read the books and try to preach to whoever you meet. Yare deka tare kaha. This is the duty Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the householders. And in this way, you can become spiritually strong.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Correct. That is, who asked this question?
This is Amit, Prabhuji.
Ahmed La.
Amit.
Ahmed, okay. This is there in the CC, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was going to all the traveling in India. So one householder wanted to go with him. He said, I cannot stand separation from you. Then he says, I want to follow you. I want to go with you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't speak like that, Is it? So he said, don't speak like that. So this is Kali Yuga, how to do. I got it. I'm sorry. So here, Marikanta, where we going? Madhyaya. The Brahmana begged Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, kindly show me a favor and let me go with you. I can no longer tolerate the waves of misery caused by my materialistic life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because the purport is there, you can read. He says here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, don't speak like that again. Better to remain at home and chant the holy name of Krishna always.
Okay.
You understand? This is what the householder is supposed to do. Then he says, because you please read the purport, it's very important.
Right.
Instruct everyone. The next thing he said, instruct everyone to follow the order of Lord Sri Krishna as they are given in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone in this land. And in this verse, becoming a guru doesn't mean that you become a Diksha guru. No, you become a Shiksha guru.
Right.
Instruction as teach people about Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. You stay at home, chant Hare Krishna, and you teach this Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, to teach you must learn also, no? Yes?
That's right. Yes, Prabhuji.
And then this way he says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further advised the Brahmana Kurma, if you follow this instruction, your materialistic life at home will not obstruct your spiritual advancement. Indeed, if you follow this regulated principle, we will again meet here, or rather you will never lose my company. You understand?
Right,
So
Prabhuji.
this is what we're supposed to do. I mean, of course, you can dedicate your life, that's the best, but how many can do that,
Yes.
So difficult. Kali Yuga, that's why Kali Yuga to take sannyas is not possible, Forbidden. Why? Not everyone can do it, no. Yeah.
Right, Prabhuji, yeah.
But the main thing is not the sannyas thing, the main thing is the preaching. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You chant Hare Krishna, you read the books and you preach. Whatever you realize, you speak and make devotees. That is the duty of the householder.
Okay. So preaching is the essence, main essence.
Preaching is the essence.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. What is the next question? Prabhu, when we see non-devotees engage in activity which must be given up completely, so sometimes it makes us remember also about our lifestyle before Krishna consciousness, which is not good. So realizing all that, it makes guilty of how much sinful we were before. What can we really do in that situation? So in the depth of devotion by Rupa Goswami Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said that the devotee must always reflect on his past position, because by reflecting on his past life, what he did, that will create humbleness in his heart, You understand? That is very important for advancement, actually, to understand how fallen we are, If we don't understand that we are fallen, and we become, proud that, look, I am Paka, I'm chanting 64 rounds or, whatnot. And I am, waking up and I'm following the 4 principles and, what is, I'm, become a very Paka devotee, blah, 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 then it's going to be very dangerous, Because if a devotee does not know where he come from, then it's very difficult for him to become humble, Yes? Yes or not? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So that's why we have to become, see here in this verse, so many verses, but I'm just going to show you this verse. In this verse, you see, I, the pure soul, appearing now bound by material activism, lying in the womb of my mother by the arrangement of Maya, I offer my obeisances, respectful obeisance unto him who is also here with me, but is unaffected and changeless. He is unlimited, but he is perceived in the repentant heart. To him I offer my respectful obeisances. You see this word here? But he is perceived in the repentant heart. So someone who's repenting, how you repent unless you remember his crazy things, right? Yes or not?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So you must become like that. Oh, how could I have done all these things, Yeah. So what kind of rascal I was? And my spiritual master has saved me. I'm so fortunate. Yes.
Yes, absolutely, Prabhuji.
So we should always be thinking that's also the nectar devotion. We should always reflect, how a rascal I was. And that will keep us online. Otherwise, we become puffed up, pride takes over, then we will fall down.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we should be careful. That's why even Ajamil also, the moment he saw the Vishnu Dutas and everything, then he started repenting. Yes? Wow, how could I do this, How could I kick out my father and mother? How could I kick out my wife? I mean, look, what kind of rascal I am, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So this must be there. It cannot be avoided. So whatever you think like that, then you must think, that I must feel sorry for myself. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So it is good that you repent. All right. So looks like we have any last questions before we wrap up.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I only have one more question to ask. Prabhuji, like when we say somebody to read Bhagavad Gita, they try to believe also that it's Krishna's words. But when they come up with us that the Bhagavad Gita, you are reading Bhagavad Gita as it is by Prabhupada. So how can we believe that that translation, that edition is like the authorized one? I mean, How should we make them believe that?
If you read Bhagavad Gita, which is authorized, then you must develop love for Krishna. Yes.
Yeah, right.
If you read Bhagavad Gita, which is connected to Krishna, as Prabhupada said, before him there was 600 over editions of Gita, but not one devotee of Krishna. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Read the proper Gita by like Prabhupada, which is very bona fide, then your heart must change, no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that means it's authorized. Authorized means what? You will develop, you will get the knowledge that Krishna is God. Correct? Hmm?
Yes, correct.
Hmm. When you read Bhagavad Gita and you're not coming to that point, then something is wrong with the Gita. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Simple text, no? Palena parichayate. The tree must produce the fruit. If it is fruit is good, then the tree is good. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that's why Prabhupada write the word as it is. Why he particularly put the word as it is? Why? Huh? For fun. Why? To clearly make the distinction that this Gita is fully authorized as it is. That means it's coming directly from Krishna.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji. That's a very powerful answer to explain them also. Thank you so much.
Yes. If you read and you're not changing your heart, if you take medicine and not getting well, then you change your medicine, no?
Yes, right.
So that is how you see whether the medicine is working or not. You must get cured, no? You must get cured from your material disease. Otherwise, what's the use? Hare Krishna, Prabhu, sometimes when I see ISKCON and now so many Ritvik organizations, so now I feel demotivated. Why there's so much a difference in spiritual also, please guide. So yeah, there's so many diversion.
Krishna Prabhu, I think your mic is on. Prem Bhakti Prabhu.
Who is that?
I think it's Prem Bhakti. Prem Bhakti.
Prem Bikash Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prem Bikash Prabhu, your microphone is on.
So you have many groups and many this, it is a fact, because the whole material world is full of all kind of, what we say, many diverse fractional groups and this and that. But if you are sincere, then Krishna will lead you to the proper, group or devotees. If you are sincere. That's Krishna's job. Krishna says, if you are sincere, yes, I will take you. Krishna says. But if you are not sincere, you have got so many motives or desires, all that, then Krishna will put you in another place. Yes. So we have to be praying to Guru and Krishna and become sincere. Then we will be protected, we will be saved. Otherwise, material world is so dangerous, There's so many crocodiles and sharks and this and that, So to sail through, we need a proper boat. And the boat must be given by a proper spiritual master. Then very easily we can cross. Yes? Yeah, sincere, you should have no problem. Otherwise, big headache. Okay, anything else before anyone want to add something? Someone want to say something?
Thank you, Sundar Gopal Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your wonderful association week after week. Very much appreciated.
Thank you so much for your association, Prabhu. It's really nectar every week. to all of us.
Yes, by hearing together, we all develop all the good qualities, At least this enviness in our heart will disappear. By hearing about Krishna, that's the medicine to clear this envy, which is the greatest problem. We are always having this difficulty, enviousness. What to do? So thank you very much for coming on and enlightening me and helping me, Sir Prabhupada, all your questions and, mainly to kind of stir in my heart some deep appreciation for you and Prabhupada and Krishna. So thank you again. All glories to all of you. Hoping to see you again in the temple for those who are here. Otherwise, I hope to meet you again next week. All glories, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Glory to
you for
Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhu.
Prabhu,
Hare
all
Krishna.
glories to the
Thank you very much,
Prabhupada.
Prabhu.
Jagal Bhattara Kripa Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Hare